Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Swedes Farm. It's Rich. Garden update time. Longest day of the year. This is going to come out tomorrow. I'm filming it Wednesday the 21st. The longest day of the year. It's amazing. You can see the sun comes up here for June. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not just blazing sun at you. Sun comes up way over to the north. And then come winter, it's going to come up over that farm right there. Hopefully you're seeing that. What a difference in the sun. We're going to have, I noticed last night, the sun is going to set at 9 p.m. Almost right on the nose. It is about 5:30 right now and the sun came up. So we got a lot of sun, which is great because I'm behind. We're behind. Want to give you a garden update. First, what's not happening, this whole line back here along the back of the property. The soybeans are up for our neighbor, Farmer Tom. We have yet to get some of the squash planted out here. It will happen. It will produce just fine. It's just taking us time, the weeds. But we've had a lot of success. There's still one hill right here that it's got to burn some weeds out. We'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. Over here in our squash area, a lot of success in the past 2 weeks. You can see where stuff's come up and then where the weeds are. We went in, found the holes where it was, the hills that were there from last year, burned the weeds off, then put down a fresh layer of compost and got everything planted. Now we planted these 4 days ago. One of the benefits of waiting or being behind schedule, one of the benefits is the soil is really warm. You know, you plant squash, and I think squash, pumpkins, melons, and it says, wait 7 to 10 days and it'll come up. You know what? 4 days. So we got these hills. And let me just show you, I've got another video. Maybe I'll put it at the end, how to plant squash. But just nice hills. We've burned the weeds around, then putting the manure on top, then planted, and 4 days, it's come up. The ground is so nice and warm. Now what we've got to do to follow up is all these dandelions. Just dig up the dandelions and then continue burning outward. I'll weed whip the weeds down so they're shorter, then burn them, and this area will be wide open. So, let me show you what we've got. I can walk you around. Acorn squash. Let me just make sure that I've got it. Yeah, acorn squash, waltham, butternut. I'm sorry. This is waltham, butternut, Big Macs, pumpkins, so some big stuff. Jack-o'-lanterns. Back there is some more waltham squash. The stuff that's not, I said last year I wasn't going to try it. I'm trying it again. Hubbard squash, not coming up as much. Then Jack B. Littles. And they're doing just fine. We're gonna have a lot of them. Little pile of dandelions that I burned. Spaghetti squash. And those, this was another pile of jack-o'-lanterns, is what it was. So that pile that's back there is going to be probably another acorn squash. They don't mind being kind of confined into that area. You'll notice I did put chicken wire all the way along the back end here and connected it to our other fencing. The hens are good at doing the old end around. And I didn't want them coming, and I think the first year we had chickens, 4 years ago, the hens came around and they pecked every one of the acorn squash and the spaghetti squash. They want to taste everything. I don't want that again, so nope. Here's our I've got a friend who she's already getting zucchinis. Well, we just planted zucchini and yellow squash. I'm behind. Oh my, we're still gonna have it. Folks in our CSA know that that we're behind. God bless them for being so I don't know. They're good with us. We're just behind. So let me show you what we've got in here in the main garden. And Holly's coming out to harvest. Got some really nice spinach and lettuce and spinach that are there, along with our garlic. Say good morning, hon.
Good morning.
Holly's getting ready for work.
Garlic scapes off just a couple days ago too, which was good.
Holly's doing her garlic scapes, and we've got just starting radishes coming up.
Here we are.
So radishes are coming up. We've also got onions. We threw a little bit of compost from the little girls in there just to top it off, just to retain moisture. I've got to get rid of all this Napa cabbage. I was letting it grow up a little bit so it had bigger leaves. Then we can get it to the girls and let them eat it. But our Brussels sprouts, other than that one hill or that one plant, the Brussels sprouts are doing really good. Now, some success. Cabbage, our green cabbage, which is going to become green cabbage, and sauerkraut. Some fermented sauerkraut is doing phenomenal. Our broccoli, Holly's already picked some broccoli to give with one of our CSAs. You can see one of the heads. The broccoli's doing really good. In fact, there's another beautiful head coming up. Then the rest of it, our peppers. I'm seeing a few blooms on the peppers. These are some spicy peppers, this first row. And then, let me see, this is a row of two kinds of eggplant. You can see the different varieties, you know, just the structure of the plant. And then you get to the other variety. I think this is the smaller type. And look at that. There's already a bloom that's starting, so nice. The rest of it's peppers. We got one row that had stalks last year. That might be the eggplant from last year. We just could not get those up, so I'm gonna wait, let them deteriorate a little bit, and then pull them up. And then our peppers. So lots of stuff. Here's our potatoes are doing well. A little bit of browning on them, and there's some. Let me back up here. We've had a little damage. It is a small white caterpillar that I've found tucked in on some of this that's been eating. It's not doing too much damage. It's doing some. As I'm seeing them, I'm picking them. And here is the carrots. Carrots are doing really good. Shading out weeds. Getting good. They're gonna be another 3 weeks. And here's what I'm seeing now. Down here on our, let's see if I can get right down here on the bottom side. Look at that. You're not welcome here, Mr. Caterpillar. I'm gonna get rid of him off camera. I'll have to take a look there. Otherwise, the Brussels sprouts and the cabbage have been looking really good. Let me show you what else we've got. And we're in production, or getting ready mode here. But 3 hills, again, we burned around the area, put manure on top, and just planted it. 2 kinds of watermelon. I think we've got our Georgia rattlesnake, and what's the other variety?
Yellow baby doll.
Little yellow baby doll. So getting 3 hills of that. I'll continue burning here to get rid of the weeds. We're moving our compost pile a few feet over to keep moving that and turn it over. We've got beans, and we're getting ready to add some. By the next video, you should see a difference in the garden here. Beans are coming up, they're getting ready to bloom. And the peas. Holly's been picking peas. Our CSA folks have been getting some early peas. And these are all pea pods, and as you can see, they're really doing well. They're just loaded. So she's taking peas today. We got a group getting peas tomorrow, and Friday someone's coming over to get some peas. Now, on to Tomato Alley. And the key for tomatoes is consistent moisture, and we've been very good with consistently giving moisture. So we've been getting everything trimmed up. I mean, that's really the key, is trimming, getting rid of all the, people call them the armpit growth, but every place where there's a, you know, here's the main stalk coming up, and the main stalk in the armpit, there's always going to be some growth that wants to continue on, and that just is zapping the energy out of the plant. So we're taking those out and letting it continue growing upward. Now this is a, what is this? A Sweet 100, and it's probably about 3 feet tall. So now that they're 3 feet tall, I'm gonna let them start putting flowers out. And here's a great example. This is one of our black cherry, but coming out of the, and I just trimmed these up, so, but coming out of the armpit here, here's a growth coming out. Here's a stem and the other, and another growth, and another one here. These plants just want to shrub any way they can. And I don't want them to be a shrub. I want them to go vertical and give me, you know, here's the main stalk, here's the one coming out of the armpit. So I'm just gonna continue trimming those off. Now we've got bloom starting. So we'll get all that. Let me move this. Don't mind our hose down here. So we'll look back on Tomato Alley. Really nice growth on both sides there. Consistent watering really pays off. The garden's been really healthy other than the weeds. We just need to continue combating those weeds and tacking up the tomatoes, and we'll be good. Our next plan here for the next 2 weeks, we've got, I'm going to do a video on getting garden fabric down. Here's our area. You've seen the garden fabric at the other side, where we've got, you know, all our peppers and such. Look at this area. We've been working it. You gotta, the key to that is preparation. This is nice and level. It's compacted. It's got all the nutrients down in it, you know, from manure and everything. There's some weed growth here, that's fine. As soon as I lay down the fabric, it's gonna kill all this. So hopefully by the next video, this area will have the garden fabric on it. It's a huge area, 50 by probably 35 feet, that I won't have to weed ever again. We'll have our troughs. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 troughs ready to go to provide some weight and some deeper gardens, but hopefully that'll be ready. And then we're going to add another support system here for peas, cucumbers, and all that. So there'll be a line of garden fabric coming down here where we can walk, and then putting out another one here. It won't get in the way of the watermelon. Watermelon can grow right up to the edge of that. So we still got a lot to do. The putting down garden fabric, it's all tied to finding a day where you can not have wind, and we've got quite a breeze going. So anyways, last spin around, things are growing. It's really advanced in the past 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, you're gonna see some huge growth and a lot of changes. Still gotta get my supports in here to hold up the peppers, so lots to do. Anyways, thank you for watching. It's fun doing these videos and then looking back and seeing all the growth that's happened in 2 weeks. But I'll put out, at the end of this, put the video for planting the mounds for squash and melons. Hope your garden's doing as well as ours. It's finally taken off, everybody. Thanks, everybody, from Zone 4B. Take care. Bye.